Who's that?
Oh, look at you standing up.
Who is that? Who is that?
We're making toast. And Evie's ready with the butter knife. This girl's ready. She found the butter knife. Here's the side angle. The light's better and you can just kind of get more of a sense of it, I think. So this has to come down now so he can make the steps. Hang on. Oh, feels like forever. Waiting for the rain to pass and the ground to be dry enough to get a cement truck back here. This feels like progress though. It's finally time to start painting all the boards for the walls of the potting shed. It's going to take a couple days, but I'm going to see how much I can get finished before I have to go down and give the horses their dinner. It's another lovely day finally after 3 days of rain, so let's hit it. I've been wanting a potting shed for a while. You know, we've been here for going on 7 years. Been wanting a potting shed for 5 of those years. And Tim was always like, yeah, there's too much other stuff to do, which I couldn't really argue with. So the last 2 years, I think, I have started my seeds in the kitchen. And honestly, I was starting them too early. And I was starting them like end of February, beginning of March. And you can't put them out here until like Mother's Day. So like May 9th or 10th, something like that. And I was so sick of them last year, and Tim was too. And I remember, as Cory comes up, Cory's the guy who works for us, by the way. He's been here since we bought the farm, the first best decision that we ever made. And he comes up and they eat lunch together sometimes when they're working on a project. And Cory said to Tim, you know, if she had a potting shed, all of this mess in the kitchen would go away. And Cory kind of, the next day at the barn, Cory told me that they had had that conversation, and we kind of chuckled about it. A couple days later, Tim and I are in the kitchen, and he goes, if you had a potting shed, would all this mess go away? And I said, well, obviously, that's why I need a potting shed. And so then he was on board for a potting shed project, which is a good thing because he is such a good builder. And although he doesn't think so because he compares himself to professional builders, which he's not, but he knows a lot about building. Anyway, I couldn't do this project without him, but thank you, Cory, getting my potting shed because of you. I had a couple thoughts though. I remember reading one time about paint. This is why I buy good paint. That cheap paint is full of water and more expensive paint is full of paint. And I thought, that's good to know. I'm going to buy the best paint that I can afford for the job. Yeah, so got to go feed these horses. I got 19 boards done. Let me see if I can click over and show you. All those white ones I got done. There's 2 over here that already were white, so they have a second coat on them already. And then there's these on the table, and that was in an hour and a half. It went really fast. I loved using the roller. Wanted to show you this. I'm not even going to wash out my bowl or my little bin that I used as my rolling tray. I think it had lettuce in it or something. I was going to let it dry overnight, and in the morning or when I come out to work, I'll pull that paint out of there and start again. It's a lot easier than trying to get all that paint out of there and running it down a drain.
You don't need shoes.
You need shoes.
Yeah, why are you telling Evie she needs shoes?
It's the last one for a while, I'm afraid.
It's like 9 o'clock at night. Paula got a wild hair to make pancakes.
Because we can.
And we're all like, yeah, you're doing the Lord's work. Plus, right there to the right is our homemade syrup. So, yeah.
You bite.
Boy, did we go through it.
Is it good, Evie? Evie thinks it's good.